Hey guys, how you going?
Kia ora, team. Kia ora.
All
Kia
good.
ora.
Hi there.
Hey, so tonight, guys, we've got four on board tonight. We've had the person that comes in and fills in on the sick days, Katie, come in to join us. So we've got Kaitlyn Tucker, our boy Steve Pipe, all the way from Bangkok, and Mark up in Wellington. How you going, team?
Good.
Yeah, really good, thanks. Really good.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
So, just before we get started, as we kind of have all discussed, and I'm sure everyone has seen on social media, we just want to take a moment to acknowledge the passing of Ermin. He was a big figure in Aotearoa combat sports, mainly around in and around Auckland. He worked with a lot of youth athletes, a lot of youth fighters, and a lot of just a lot of people in general. I know a lot of people that had worked with him in security, and he'd helped them get work, and he just in general being a really positive guiding force in and around New Zealand and in around the combat sports world. So yeah, rest in peace, bro, from all of us here. And yeah, our thoughts are with you and your family.
Yeah, 100%.
Agreed. Well said, Steve.
Yeah. Heavy start, but glad to get that acknowledged. So anyway, tonight our topics are going to be we're going to have a bit of a catch up with Kaitlyn about her fight in the weekend. Obviously, I know a fair bit about it because I was there, but we've got that. We've got Cage of Fury this weekend as well, and Capital Punishment. So we've got a few things to have a bit of a yak on. We'll start with Kaitlyn, shall we? You guys go for it, because her and I have discussed it quite a lot already.
All the way home.
Yeah.
So I just wanna say, you guys see me the link, but I was flying from one city to the other.
Yeah.
So I haven't had a chance to look at it yet, and I've been dying to watch it, dying.
All the spoilers coming up.
All the videos, that's fine. I'm all good. All the videos I've seen, it's all just been the build up to the fight, and then her hand getting raised.
Yeah.
So I feel like I've really been, held out on in this regard.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're in for a real surprise.
Come on. Where's the instant highlight replay of
we didn't get any. There was no action shots or video footage really of the fight. Right. Otherwise, I probably would have put some up as a sneak peek. But I wasn't doing it just to tease you. I promise. I just don't have the footage.
That's all you had.
Yeah, it was pretty hard.
What you had, right?
Yeah, it was pretty hard. Okay, so
Kaitlyn,
as everybody. Oh, sorry, bro.
Sorry. Yeah, so Kaitlyn, talk me through it. So you arrived in Aussie. How'd the weigh-in go? Let's go through the process.
The weigh-in was good because we had to put the weight up a little bit just because Leonie wasn't gonna. Well, she didn't think she was going to get down because she had been a little bit sick a few weeks before. So we put it up to 63.5, which I made easy. So that was good. No stress on the body. I was able to, train really hard the last week, and that was great. I felt confident at weigh-ins. There wasn't any dehydration or anything like that. So that was awesome. And yeah, it was just pretty straightforward, weigh-in day. So yeah, that was just a good start. Smooth sailing, really.
How many fights? How big is the show itself in terms of length and stuff?
I think there was 14 fights. And I was the last one. But there was a novice show before us.
So they
smashed out all those fights.
They had 36 fights, I think.
Yeah, similar to what you do sometimes, Mark, with the novice show in the afternoon and then run through. So yeah, we got there just before 7. So there was a few hours for me to sort of burn around out the back, watch a couple fights, and get myself all G'd up. So it's always hard for me because I'm always ready to go, and I just want to get out there and do it. So that's the hardest part, is just waiting and that excitement and anticipation just sort of building up.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. Like when we got there, it was like real laid back. They were like the stuff that they had there, man. They were top notch. Like they were the officials, and they were real. Everybody just like real cruisy and real good vibe. And if you wanted something, it just got done. And we were lucky enough to sort of have our own changing room and that kind of stuff. So those kind of things make a big difference, when you're like prepping a fighter, especially away from home.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely treated us like VIPs, which was really cool. Just to sort of everyone running around after you. It was kind of weird, like, being the main event in New Zealand was different to being the main event over there. Yeah, I wasn't mad about it.
How did you find the fight itself? Obviously, she's very experienced, isn't she? She's had a lot of fights, eh?
Yeah, it was over 40, wasn't it, or around 40?
I think she's 38 fights for 28 wins or something. I think she is.
Yeah, like
48
5 knockouts or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I knew she was a veteran, and I knew she was going to use her experience against me, which she tried to do in a clinch. But I was just happy to, be able to try some clinch and, work that part of my game plan a little bit so I could show the Aussies, I can clinch as well. So that was sort of fun to get into that game a little bit as well. But I just feel like I showed up on the day and I put my best foot forward, and I just literally went forward most of the fight. And I feel like I led most of the dance. So yeah, I was pretty happy with the result. Obviously didn't do everything I wanted to do because she shut me down in a few areas. But I mean, that's what her job is. Hey?
What areas did she shut you down in?
I feel like in clinch she sort of was able to lock me down a bit more than I wanted to, and sort of used her weight against me, like on me. But I keep trying to work my knees and things like that. She was able to read my sweeps a bit better than other people, but that's probably just experience. And then she was quite strong with her straight right, so I just had to be wary of that, so I didn't, rush into that. So yeah, there were two things that sort of she used well.
Because I noticed that you swept her through her quite a few times in the clinch. The commentators kept on talking about a straight right, but I don't know if it really landed. Not that I saw anyway. Consequence.
Like I said, it was in the back of my mind. I was having to try and work around it and avoid it, so it didn't necessarily hit me that much, but it was a threat. Yes. And I acknowledged that. So especially with one of them got me quite good. I don't know if you've seen, there's one photo, my head's way back. Looks hilarious. Looks like I've just been punched by a kangaroo.
Oh yeah.
It was she actually got one really solid shot on Kaitlyn. I think it was might have been the third or the fourth, might have been the third round, I think. And it's sort of like there's a 2 straight down the pipe, and it's like, well, that's a pretty good shot. But like we kind of dazed her pretty hard in the 4th round, sort of like stumbled back on some stuff, Katie, and then in the 5th round, Katie just like right at the start of the round just launched right hand that just about took her head off. And that sent her back a little bit. Quite good. She was pretty clever though, man. Like Katie, as soon as that happened, like she dragged Kaitlyn into clinch.
She had a pretty tight guard, and I don't blame her because I was firing all cylinders, but it's just hard to sort of get through. Like, it was landing but not clean shots. So just got to work on getting that guard out of the way.
Yeah, I did like your kicks. I thought they were probably the best I've seen them. Actually, very, very solid.
Yeah, definitely. I was loading right from the canvas all the way through. I was really trying to throw all of my 63 kilos into it.
Yeah, they were quite good, those kicks. We'd sort of worked on them after the fight with Victoria, because Victoria was so evasive going backwards. Yeah. We needed to work on closing the distance up a little bit more. So we just got Kaitlyn coming in a little bit closer before we started throwing the kick. And they were just, you saw what they were doing. They were just like smashing up that left-hand side of the body. Like, they would have been bloody sore, I'd say.
Yeah, I think so.
One thing I meant to ask you though, Katie, is, you know, like when you fought Mel Downs, she caught your left kick, missed the sweep, and then she did it again and she swept and you dislocated your elbow. I shit myself when I saw Leonie like grab your left kick and like step you back a couple and then like sweep you. I was like, don't put your arm down, don't put your arm down. But she didn't, which was great. Like, we don't need to dislocate that again.
I've learned how to roll now. Or as soon as my leg's kicked, I just will absolutely send the punch, or you know, at least lift my elbow to sort of scare them off. But I managed to avoid any damage with that.
Yeah.
Nice.
That was a good fight. We had a pretty good look around over there, actually. They were actually really, really good. Like Nick, Warren, and Monique, and the team that they have working for them. Like, even like the communication and everything, like we even got over there was just like spot on, and they really looked after us. Hey, Eddie, it was really cool. It was cool.
Yeah, the promoters were really professional, really welcoming. Like, I didn't feel like I was an intruder coming in from, you know, New Zealand, because obviously there's that rivalry, but I didn't feel that I got a lot of support, which was awesome. And they even welcomed us to their headquarters, which was like sort of the base of Fight HQ, which is sort of a team of guys that we're looking to work with and sort of, you know, get a bit of their gear and their business knowledge and stuff on board with us, because they're a phenomenal team that are doing awesome things in combat sports. So if we can work with them going forward, that would be awesome, because they're doing, you know, big things in Aussie, and they're sort of wanting to, you know, branch out to us over here in New Zealand. If we can work with them, it can open up some doors for not just me, but like other New Zealanders. And I'm sort of just, you know, leading the way for especially females to get over to Aussie. But if we can get anyone from New Zealand over and vice versa, I think their team is someone who's going to support us. So yeah, big shout out to Fight HQ guys.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. They've got this big store they're sort of running off MX stores, and they're getting rid of like 6,000 items a day, and they're shipping to New Zealand and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to use the podcast as a bit of a flex, because they're really looking after us, and they've got gear from the top of the line boxing gloves, like $1,000 boxing gloves, all the way down to like portable brands, everybody, and they can get shipped out that day. So it's just about overnight sometimes.
Nice.
So a bit of a flex for them. Man. Yeah, it's cool, and they've got they're a really good team. Like, we really, you know, been looked after. Like the MTG guys, they were amazing. These guys have been amazing. Like, see what their shows is. You know, they are really professional, but great matches. Anyway, Age of Fury is upon us this weekend. I see Zen's out with injury.
Yeah, sad about that. I think that would have been
a that's such a shame.
I think that was a really, really interesting fight.
Yeah.
Was that going to be full Thai, or was that going to be K1?
MMA.
MMA. Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Didn't expect that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. That would have been a good fight. Yeah, for sure.
They got some cool fights on this one. The main event, Mark Timms, City Kickboxing, and Matt Varley from Core MMA, House of Pain, K1. It's going to be great to see Mark Timms fighting again. The guy's a savage.
It'll be a real good fight.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
I don't know a lot about Matt.
Matt's like the guy who should be in the UFC out in New Zealand. Like, there's a guy who should be in UFC. It's him and Brogan. Those guys are right on the cusp. That guys are honestly. Matt is a beast. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Is that an MMA fight too?
No, it's K1.
K1.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. That'll be a cool fight.
And Michael versus Daniel. I
Oh,
feel
Yeah,
like you're going to be a little bit torn in this one, obviously.
yeah, that one's a going to be just a good fight, I think, for both the guys.
Yeah,
You know, it's for Michael, it's really hard for him to get fights.
yes,
He's just constantly trying, but no one really wants to fight him,
yeah,
and he's just kind of like in that like in between weight class too, where he's not like a 62-kilo fighter, but he's not like a middleweight. You know,
yeah.
he's just kind of like in that in between phase, so in between space. So this fight, he's stepping up to 66. Normally, he fights at 63.5, and
yeah,
Dan's been fighting at that weight pretty frequently.
Yeah.
But Michael would be the more experienced of the
oh,
two.
by a long way. So what, 3 times a fight, obviously.
Yeah, maybe.
I think
Yeah,
Daniel's in about 6 fights or something from memory.
Mm.
yeah, right. Probably, probably like
Daniel's,
two to three
yeah,
times more fight.
Daniel's had some pretty good fights though. Like
Oh,
he's
Daniel's
sort of
awesome. Don't get me wrong.
last sort of even 6 months to a year, he's really like stepped up. You know, like he's really
Yeah,
starting to quite noticeable
yeah,
way. Like he's
yeah. Greg
and,
Lamanu and
yeah,
Charlie Charlambides. Those
yeah,
are two pretty big fights.
pretty legit.
They just
Yeah.
had in pretty recent time, you know.
Hmm.
So
I don't
this will
think
be a
there's
really good,
anything.
this will be a really interesting match. You know, really
Yeah,
interesting.
I don't think there's anything wrong with him stepping up and fighting Michael. Hey, like I think that's
No, not at all.
yeah, it's always good when you've sort of been, you know, we kind of look at it like if there's you know, if you're fighting, you want to try and fight someone that's up that next little bit from where you are. You know, try yourself. If you beat them, then you can hang with the other guys that are up there. But if not, then you sort of like back down and fight somebody more your experience. So I think that Daniel, even fighting Charlie, kind of I thought sort of stepped up a wee bit.
Definitely.
And then now to fight Michael, I think is is a pretty good step. You know.
Yeah, because Michael's been trying to get fights with Alejandro and Rob Horrocks,
Yeah.
but haven't been able to make those fights happen for various reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's just kind of taking what he can get, and obviously Dan's super game at the moment.
Yeah.
Dan's got that like fast kind of like, you know, like real kind of like, what's the word for it? Quite dynamic style, you know. He's quite like, you know, quite like combination and speed style, and obviously southpaw. And then
Yeah.
Michael's got a bit more of that power style, but he's also got a really good gas tank and a lot of output. So it'll be an interesting clash of styles, that's for sure.
Fucking talking about gas tank. One thing that they noticed, bro, and Kaitlyn's fight was just like, oh, is she going to be able to keep this pace up for like all 5 rounds? Oh, that's one of the first things they said at the start. And holy hecker, like any little bit of doubt that I ever had that a decent strength and conditioning program mixed with like the right sort of cardio pays off.
Bro,
Then
Proof
then
is in
you,
the pudding, eh, Steve?
yeah.
bro, you are a workhorse though, you know, like you're so dedicated and you put the work in, so you deserve every bit of gas tank that you have, you know, like it's not like you don't train for it, like you do everything. So that's
Yeah.
that's that's on you, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I just trusted the process. You tell me to jump, I say how high, and then this is
Yeah,
the results.
Yeah. Because I was
that's
always real
legit.
nervous. I was always real nervous about it, eh, man? Like I was always like, fuck, man. Oh, if she does too much of this, then she's going to run out of gas tank, and it's going to be a real issue. And I was like, fuck.
Mm.
But like you guys have been working together for quite a while now, and like now I know that all your fighters, like Michael's going to be another one. That's what's going to make it a hard
Yeah.
fight, I think, for Daniel. If Daniel doesn't have a good conditioning game, that could play a real
Yeah.
big part really early on.
Yeah, Dan, I hope that Dan's been doing his hill sprints and stuff, because Michael's the type of fighter that will take you into deep water, and if gas tank is a weakness, he'll definitely expose it. You know, like I remember that fight that he had with the boy from Gold Coast, Cassidy, I think his name was. I can't remember what his first name was, but um, that guy was used to stopping a lot of his opponents, and just really like controlling the pace of the fight. And then Michael just poured it on him, similar to you, Katie, like how you fight, like, you know, you just relentless from the start all the way through to the finish. And same thing, like with you, you know, if someone doesn't have a good gas tank, you're the type of person that will expose it. And that guy was able to rise to the occasion. Same thing with Lucas too, actually. Like when he fought Lucas was, you know, able to control the fight, but Michael did not let him get that win without really having to earn it.
Made him work for it.
Made him work for it, man. Sheesh. Round 4 and 5, he was like a bull, you know. So it'll be a good test for Dan for sure.
Yeah, it'll be cool. But then, you know, like, be fair to Dan as well, you know, like he's coming out of a gym that's had, you know, like Billy Rowers and that, you know, and obviously Kane and yourself, and you know, like, and look at like the levels like Kane has fought, you know, like when he fought Crew Chain, you know, like so much more experience difference, and so they're not afraid to step up and fight those hard fights, eh? So that's pretty
100%.
Not at all. Not at all.
That's cool.
Cool.
There's actually one of our girls, part of the Lucky Nine whānau is actually on that card. She's not training with us anymore, but Summer Diprose is opening the fight against a girl from Taranta Wido from Zotligar. So that'd be quite cool. She had her first fight, which she I think she won it. And no, she lost it, sorry, against one of Tommy's girls from Evolution. But it was her first fight. It was unpadded. She's only like 16 or 15.
Yeah,
so
that's
we're
ballsy.
really,
I don't know if I would have done that at her age. So kudos to her, regardless win or lose. That's a big ups.
So we'll give her a wee shout out. So Summer, we hope that you go really well, and we'll be waiting to watch some sort of live stream, hopefully. And so that'd be cool. But I said I've got quite a big range of gyms on the show too, eh? Like different gyms, like I don't sort of see all on the same card. You know, they've got Smacks on there, New Era's on there, Tola's on there, Core MMA's on there, the Refinery, Ace Fighters. Like there's quite a few gyms really starting to show up on some of these shows now. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a real mixed bag, and it means that you'll get lots of different styles as well. Because like when you get all of the same gym, you see the same style coming through. But when it's different gyms, you know, like you're not going to get the same fight over and over. It's going to be like a real mix. So that's really cool.
Yeah, and I got an extreme Muay Thai super fight on there with Ivan Piersanti, and that guy's a beast. I've seen him fight a couple of times, and he's really, really skilled fighter. I quite like him. At 80 kilos, he's fighting a guy, Jack Ball from Legends Gym, which I don't know much about Jack, or I can't recall seeing him fight.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good card.
Yeah, that will be a good card. It's exciting too, being in the cage, eh? That's different, eh? It's pretty choice.
Yeah, definitely.
I've always wanted to go to an event where they're fighting in a cage, but it's like all different mixed martial arts. So like Muay Thai, and then sometimes they might have a mix of all three within like a fight. It really keeps the crowd sort of involved and on their toes.
Yeah. Definitely does. And then I've got that other wee show that's happening up in the lower North Island, Capital Punishment. You want to walk us through some of that, Mark?
Woof. It's pretty monster card actually. We've got 17 fights.
No.
I tell you though, fights of note that I'm really excited about. The main event, Iggy Phillips and Luke Thompson. That's going to be epic.
That is so dope.
Yeah, Iggy is just like unbelievably unusual, but really talented to watch. His distance is on point. He hits incredibly hard. He's really unorthodox.
Yeah.
I think he's probably one of the most entertaining fighters in New Zealand. He's always like phenomenal to watch. The crowd is always like just going crazy to see him fight.
Yeah, he's got an awesome attitude too, eh? When he's on King of the Ring, man, it's cool.
Yeah.
Eh?
And then
Yeah,
you've
Yeah,
got,
if
coming
you
up
want
with
to see
those,
him
but
fight, you got to look on that show. I think it's probably still on TVNZ on demand. If you wanted to watch Iggy, then yeah, go check it out. He was on that event, and that was, oh man, it was entertaining.
Yeah.
just in case no one knows, you can download the app. This is not maybe for you guys because you guys probably know, but if there's anyone out there listening that doesn't know this, you can download the app and you can watch all the King of the Rings for free if you have
Yeah.
that app.
TVNZ on demand. It's a fantastic app.
Yeah. Yeah. Get
And you
onto
can see
that, eh?
you can see all the King of the Rings, everything. It's really, really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. It's so good that like Jason did so well getting that like stream free to air to everybody. Yeah, it's so good.
It's so good for exposure for the sport.
Mm. Yeah, it sure is.
And
Luke
the other
Thompson.
Luke Thompson, who I think is probably one of the strongest guys I've ever seen in the ring. His power is what he's doing. He should keep doing it. It's just.
Yeah. Did you see him? You were here when he fought Noah last year, eh? That was a cool fight.
That was ridiculous. That was the first time I've seen him fight live, and I was like, "How is anyone this strong?"
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I've ever seen anyone physically that strong. So everything he throws, he throws like an arm punch or whatever. It's just big.
It's like a sledgehammer, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah, big sledgehammer, and behind it like a tractor that's being pushed by a Schwarzenegger.
And how do you think he'll go against Iggy's kind of style, like pressure? Like it makes it quite an exciting fight, doesn't it?
Well, that's why I'm excited about this fight more than anything else. I've got no idea. No idea. I mean, you got like real good power versus the incredible unorthodox man that is Iggy Phillips. You know, it's just gonna be like fantastic fun.
Yeah, especially in that ring of yours, man, because there's no running away in that ring, eh?
Well, there is, like only a few centimeters.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. That's going to be cool. And
what weight is that at, bro? Is that at 80?
82.
Cool. Okay, nice.
Yeah.
It's going to be a really, really good fight.
Yeah, that is an exciting fight. And full tie as well, eh? So that's even better.
Yeah, full tie 3-3. So we've got a couple other full tie 3-3s fight. We've got Mel fighting Lisa Duck. That's going to be a really good fight.
Have they fought before or not?
No, they haven't. And Lisa's just coming back from a broken arm, and Lisa's like a savage.
Yeah, Lisa's had some good fights, eh? She's tall, eh? Tall girl.
Incredibly tall. Yeah. Some people think she's 8 foot tall, but that's just some of our guys like Jaden who are a bit shorter.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. And we good to see. Is Mel fought this year already?
Yeah. She's fought one this year.
Yeah.
So she was due to fight on the Alpha show, but sadly Rhoda's out with injury.
Oh,
So
that was going to be a rematch, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was supposed to happen about a month ago, and then it was postponed. So I think Rhoda might be out for a while, but that'll fight will happen sooner or later.
Yeah, that was.
So is there going to be a rematch between Rhoda and Mel?
Yeah. I was really looking forward to it, actually. I was training hard.
I think that was one of my favourite fights of last year with the girls, eh?
Oh, hell
yeah. That was.
I'm sure you'll be able to rematch them eventually. It'll happen, especially because the pool in New Zealand's not very big, so they'll circle back to each other at some point.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, that's cool. And I see Devontae Pulitaha's on the show.
Yes.
Oh wow, cool.
He's a real. I spoke about it with Tony the other day. He's going to be quite a handful, that boy, when he's had another 5 or 6 fights, I reckon. He's only been training for a year or something, isn't he?
Yeah, really cool fight, quite frankly.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, Devontae is the man. He's like, the thing I like about him is that he's just getting out there and he's just fighting heaps. And he's kind of like learning. He's kind of like learning on the job, you know.
Yeah.
He's got all the basics and everything there, but like he's definitely throwing himself in the deep end. Like that 4-man tournament that he went in against that boy Alpha. you know, Alpha Trago, that was a big step up in competition, in terms of experience. But he was game, you know, and he went in there with like full intentions of winning. And I think he only had like 3 fights or something, you know. So, yeah, full credit to him. You know, he's just getting out there. He just fought an Art of War too, just a few weeks back. So, he's staying busy, man.
Yeah, after that fight, actually.
Yeah.
So the fight came out okay. So he's fighting our guy Jacob, and that's gonna be a cracking fight.
Yeah.
So Jacob got a good win, and Jacob's like quite fast. So it's gonna be. I think that's gonna be one of the fights of the night.
What's Jacob's last name?
Jacob Mataiti.
Oh, he fought on your last show.
Oh, he's fighting that Jacob. Wow.
That dude.
Damn,
that dude
bro,
put that dude to sleep, didn't he?
Yeah. So,
that was a solid knockout.
Jacob going? Is he looking good, Mark?
Jacob, yeah, he's starting to click. You know, everything's just getting better. And
because I remember he had some problems with his like ankles and stuff, right? And then I think he was sorting that out.
The most hilarious story. So, hopefully, what won't mind me saying. If he does, well, too late. So he had some really bad problems with his feet that we thought was gout. That checked out, and it was cleared for gout. And then he was getting some surgical advice on it, and the surgeon said, "We can do something, but not really sure what it is." And then we need to send him to a podiatrist who basically said, "Oh, your calves are incredibly tight because he used to play volleyball. He used to do a lot of jumping. So because of that, at school, he'd walk around with his toes all the time. His calves became incredibly tight. So for the past like 10 years, he thought he had like damaged or broken feet, and essentially some stretching and some different exercises, and now he's got perfect feet."
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's great, man. Good to hear.
Great result. It was quite
awesome.
So, yeah.
It just shows you just got to get the right advice at the right time. But pity he didn't get that diagnosed earlier.
Yeah, but at least it's now, you know, it's hard because he's a barber. So it means that you're on your feet all day. I mean, it's quite hard on your feet, and being a barber is definitely up there.
Yeah. Shit. Well, that looks like a pretty good fight. Hey, and that William Clatworthy from Undisputed, is that Cameron's brother?
It is Cameron's brother. That's going to be a cracker fight. He's had one fight before. He's a very hard hitting southpaw.
Yeah. Oh, is he a southpaw? Shit.
Yes. Yeah.
And he's fighting Aaron Whitaker from Maui Muay Thai out of Suds. Has he fought before?
I think Suds guys had one fight before from memory.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, that'd be cool. That'd be cool because Suds has got some pretty good fighters. And it's actually good to see he's got a few guys coming through there by the look of it. I see you got a couple on the card.
Absolutely. Yeah, we've got that. There's another fight.
Lucas and Fergus.
It's Jacob Molyneux versus
nice.
Abrams. So the card's a little bit out of date that I've sent you. So that's another full tie rules 3-3s. That's going to be absolute. Jacob's from Palmy, so he doesn't mind getting hit in the head. So he's kind of hyper aggressive. Again, he's technical and rangy. So that's just going to be like a feast of violence.
Yeah. And I see Taru's back on the card again. He's been on your card a few times, eh?
Yeah.
He's a lovely kid, eh? I like him. Every time I see him, he's always got a big smile. He always says hello.
Yeah, it's going to be a real interesting fight because he's had a few fights more than our guy Chris.
Yeah.
And so Chris is stepping up, like going from padded fight to a non-padded fight. And I think Taru's 4 or 5 fights, so it's a massive step up for Chris. But that's going to be a banger fight because Chris is looking sharp. Really
sharp, eh? That's good. And I see you got a boy from Fortitude on the show. So is Fortitude, because I sort of hadn't seen much of them for a wee while, and I saw they were on your last show. Is Zane still in charge there? Still running it?
Yes, indeed. That fight's really interesting. So Stanley and Tiffany, that's a rematch. They both fought on the recent show, and that was probably, in my opinion, fight of the night. It was really razor close. Tiffany came away with the win. It's like you don't often see New Zealand immediate rematches. Trainers often go, "Oh, I see tours every fight." this fight was so good. It was like, oh, please can we have this match on again?
Yeah.
And it would. That fight is. It's really hard because I keep on saying I think it's going to be fight of the night, but there's probably so far about 8 fights I think could all be fought all at the same time, and you'd argue amongst yourself which one was the best night. I think that one could definitely be fight of the night as well.
Yeah.
So, is Ishka fighting?
No. Hopefully on the next show. Still
cool.
So.
Yeah, I was looking out for his name on the card too. I was like, I want to see some elbows, man.
Yeah.
Oh, you got 3 right. Stop complaining.
Yeah. I mean, it's a pretty good card.
Yeah.
Even without him.
He's like a fucking kitchen whiz though, that boy. He just elbows for miles. It's great.
Mark, sorry, how many fights has Jacob had? Jacob Matiti?
He's had, off the top of my head, 6 fights, 4 wins, 2 losses. Or I think it's 5 wins, 2 losses. One of the 2.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, that's pretty solid. That's a pretty even matchup then with Devontae.
Oh yeah. I think the record Devontae now is on 5 and 2 as well. So they're on pretty much exactly identical records. So it's going to be a very good fight.
That's going to be a real exciting fight, eh? That's going to be real exciting. Shit, I wish I was.
That's a good matchup. That's like a very like balanced matchup, you know. I'd tell you probably the only thing that Devontae has on his side is probably what his activity. Would you say?
Yeah, he's been quite active.
Yeah. I mean, definitely. I mean, Devontae's from top gym. He's a top fighter. So a great fight, you know. It's I think that's going to be fireworks. I mean, I think there's so many great fights here that's just stonking.
I feel like I've got FOMO now. I'm like, oh man, I want to come up and watch and be ringside now, but
mate,
I got too many weekends off work already, so probably can't sneak away, but it would have been nice.
Get some focus and quit your job. That's what you need to do.
Yeah, just go Muay Thai full time, eh?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Before I forget too,
one championship. Where you at?
That's it. Get that big flex going, eh?
Get some 50 G's going.
Yeah.
It's also quite different because this is the biggest amount of guys we've had in the card in a while. So we've got like 11 fighters on the card, so it's going to be quite a monster night for the team.
Yeah, that is a lot, eh? That's good to see, though. It's good to see. One, you've got heaps of your fighters, but 2, there's a lot of other gyms coming through as well. You know, I see you got a couple from Timaru up there. That's choice, Gary and Malachi fighting from your gym. I don't know much about Malachi, but I've done a bit of sparring with Gary, and he's pretty handy as well. You know, so that's cool.
It's going to be a good fight. I'm hanging up there. Old Malachi is the most shyest, polite, and quietest guy at the gym, and he absolutely hates his fight name.
Oh, what is it?
Gym. Big Guns.
That's embarrassing for an introvert.
Arms of anyone in the gym.
Oh, is that right? Even bigger than yours.
Honestly, it's ridiculous. Like most of the guys now have started wearing t-shirts when he's going to come.
They feel insecure around him.
Honestly, when you see photos of it, you go, what? Hey, it's craziness, absolutely crazy.
Does he bench or he's just like naturally built?
He's never touched a weight in his life.
Oh, that's disgusting. That's unfair.
It's one of the most unfair thing in the world. All the other guys are going to the gym, and he gets called Big Guns.
That's great.
That's classic.
That's good. Hey,
that was like me before, because I didn't go to the gym much back in the days when I was fighting in that, but I loved hooks. So then I got heaps of bicep working from all the hooks that I threw.
Yeah.
Then my friend, he would always hate on me, you know, because he'd be going to the gym week in, week out trying to get big biceps, and mine were always bigger than his. He was a bit heavier than me, you know, but I always had that one up on him.
Yeah. That's good, bro. That's good.
How was that event?
Say what? 1FC? Oh man, that was so cool. Bro, I was so blessed, bro. Honestly, I rocked up. So I rocked up to the gym. I did a one-on-one session with Dieselec, just because I didn't have much time, you know, like with the kids and everything, and my wife, I wanted to make sure she was able to get some training sessions in too at different gyms, because Bangkok's like, people don't understand it, but Bangkok's actually like a very like vibrant hub of like fitness. There's all these like boutique fitness studios all over the show, and they're just incredible, you know. So I wanted her to want to make sure that she was getting a lot out of it just as much as I was. So, anyways, I did a PT with Dieselek, and then after we finished up, he goes to me, "Hey, Step, you want to come to one championship tomorrow? It's it's
Hell
at
yeah.
7 a.m. It's at 7 a.m. in the morning. It's a VIP ticket. You want to come?" And I was like, "Bro, hell yeah!" I was supposed to go and meet with my wife's aunts, and I was like, "Babe, I'm sorry."
Sorry, not sorry.
Asking me to come to one championship with them. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, it wasn't a question. It was, sorry, I have to.
Yeah. You know, there's some things in life that you're like, this just takes priority. You know, like family. Okay, I'll see them at some
Sorry,
point.
Auntie. Yeah, I'll see you next time.
I'll meet you for lunch, aunties. But you know, like that was cool. They still had a good time. I still met up with them later on, had lunch and that. But just in the morning, you know, I had to do it, and
I'm sure they'd understand.
Yeah, the VIP there is insane. They just have like these trays of like snacks and like red wine and like beer and Coke and like Sprite and stuff that they bring around, and they just hand it out, and it's like free flow. So that was amazing. And it was cool being there with like Singdam and Dieselek, because Singdam is super popular, man. That guy, like, everyone just knows him, eh? And I think he's looking at moving into one championship as well. So that's an exclusive drop there for you guys. That'll be cool to see him there. But the fights themselves, most of them, to be honest, were actually more MMA fights, because it wasn't the one Friday Lumpini, it was the actual one championship, like the main promotion, right? And Super Lex fight was just phenomenal. I'm sure you guys saw it, but man, being there live and in person, literally ringside, seeing him go to work was just a sight to behold. Like his ability to negate that, because that Russian boy he fought Rodtang. I don't know if you guys remember that fight. And they went at it, man. Him and Rodtang. It was a K1 fight, so you know, not no elbows obviously, but they just went shot for shot. They were just trading in the center of the ring. Like it was like a very like competitive, close fight. And at the end, Rodtang, he actually came out publicly and said that he was disappointed with his performance because it wasn't as dominant as what he'd hoped. Then the same guy fought Superlek, and every time he came in to wail on him with punches, he just stepped through with that up elbow, that lead up elbow. And then once he kind of got him on the back foot, then he would body kick, low kick. But then his big damaging shot was that he would kind of jump and he'd throw that up elbow like this elbow sometimes. But then another time when the guy would be cross blocking like that, instead of jumping forward and going like this,
over
up
the
elbow,
top.
he would do jab elbow down. Yeah. Because that's how you block, right? Like you have to do that forearm to be able to block the elbow T shape, right?
Yeah.
But
That's so smart. Such a good setup.
Over the top. So it was just nasty. There was blood spraying out everywhere. It was
That's
really
the kind
bad.
of fight where you want to be like in the front row, like you want to be at the event. Like, I'm so jealous.
Yeah. And you guys, you how we talk about like the small gloves, they kind of like even out they make things a lot more fair for Westerners in terms of like their ability to punch, right?
Yeah.
But on the flip side, it also makes it harder to block elbows because you don't have that same surface area, right, to like actually catch those elbows. So you either have to have like insanely good vision or head movement. Like otherwise, like it's pretty difficult, like that guy, obviously a bit more of a K1 fighter. He was wanting to rely on his big punches. That just got completely nullified by those elbows.
Yeah. Those tomahawk guys, like Kaitlyn threw one of those at Vic Sullivan. Katie had hit a couple of other people with it. They're really hard to defend, when they come in like that. because
Yeah,
everybody's
you just don't see them
so
coming.
used to going up or going sideways that they're not really used to it coming down on top. And
And you just can't block it.
nah.
Like, there's no defense for it.
That guy got TKO'd round 2. He got TKO'd. The ref was just like, nah, like his face was really badly like cut up, you know. And he was real tough, but he was just taking way too much damage, and he wasn't able to answer back. It was a massacre. Yeah. So
that's hard to watch.
yeah, like it was really good though. The ref gave him 1-8 count, and then when the second he turned his back, he was like, nah, it's done, you know, and he just stopped it like straight away. And that's what you want to see at a high level. If someone turns their back and they're like a tough customer like that dude, that's when you know it's best just to call it. Save
Otherwise,
the fighter.
it ends up being like an elbow to the back of the head or some crazy shit. So it's not worth it.
Yeah. Or just
especially in Thailand, like as soon as you're turning your back is like the worst thing you can do, you know. So I guess if he's sort of seeing him do that, he knows he's in a pretty bad state of affairs.
And I also went to Rajadamnern on Sunday. I took my son with me, and it was really cool, man, because just this is for people that are touring in Thailand and you want to go watch some fights. So actually, like, just so you guys know, I'm pretty sure like children, I think up to like around like 6-7 years old, they actually get in for free. So if you're going there when you got kids, but you still want to go watch some fights, you don't mind them watching, you can actually get them in for free. So each to their own.
It's just family fun, eh? Family entertainment. It's all PG.
The thing, so that was cool. And then they've redone up the stadium big time, eh? Like, I'm sure you guys have seen Raja World Series, like the new show. But they've made the whole stadium like kind of like a bit more like Max Muay Thai / One Championship. Like, they have a ramp that the fighters walk out on. They have cameras set up everywhere. They have like all these like big kind of like what would you call them, man? They're just giant posters of all the different champions at the stadium. Super cool, you know. And that they have music, and like the whole atmosphere has just changed, you know. Like, have you guys been to Rajadamnern Stadium before? Mark, you would have, right?
Yeah, quite a few times. Yeah.
And Scotty, have you?
No, I haven't been to Raja Stadium before. I've been to Lumpini. I haven't been to Raja.
Right. So it's like back in the days, you know, it's just super business. Like it will be like Yok Dinung, like this bell rings, and it's like Yok Dinung. That means like round 1, right? And they're like, get ready for round 1, and then it's just like Thai music. But and
it sounds like a game, like just very robotic. And
super robotic. And then in between the rounds, there's 2 minutes. There'd be silence, right? So but now it's like 2 minutes is like, let's have a party, you know. Like they've really like changed the like environment. So
sounds
just
like a great vibe. That's what you want, because it's really for the crowd, isn't it?
Yeah. So it was cool. It was really cool.
Is there still like just as many gamblers there, or has it changed a lot?
Mate, that was something that I didn't see, and I was a bit bummed out about. Like, I was looking up at the cages, and that, to be fair though, I think there would be if it was a bigger show. The main reason why I went is because one of the guys I trained, Dionata, he was fighting. I trained him remotely. He's a Brazilian based in Thailand. So I worked with him remotely, and he had a big fight. He fought like a top ranked Thai, but there weren't too many high level fighters on the card, you know. So I think there wasn't such a big draw for the gamblers to come through.
Yeah, because you normally find in the big fights that it's noisier during the break when all the gamblers are going off.
That's right. I'm sure that if it was, you know, a bigger show, like a bigger name fight, it would be packed with gamblers. You know, so it was really cool though. Like, it was a good experience, but yeah, definitely not as many gamblers as what would normally be there, or probably what you've seen before in the past, you know.
Yeah,
Mm.
it depends on the show, eh? So
One last thing I just wanted to kind of end up on before we close off. So, you know, like in the world right now, there's a lot of like crazy stuff happening, right? And there's like gas prices going up and all this sort of stuff. So I think it's quite interesting. This is more for like people that are thinking about traveling to Thailand. I think you know, back home a lot of the time it's easy to kind of feel like, you know, like you're grinding away and you know, things are like really hard in that. And you know, like we put a big focus about mental health back in the West, and I think it's super important, you know. But you know, in Thailand, something that I've just seen is like, man, like I'll give you guys one example that really like spoke to me. You know, like I was walking down the street, had my son on my shoulders, Bangkok, Sukhumvit Road. My wife's got the pram, she's pushing our daughter, and this lady came up to us. She was super skinny, wearing a mask. She was just real, like you can just see it. She's super skinny, and she was like, "Have you got any work? Have you got any work?" Like I'm a maid, I'm a cleaner. Have you got any work? And we were like, oh, we're just here on holiday, you know, like we don't have any, we're not living here, you know. But I said to her, like, give me your number, and like if any of my expat friends that live here need a maid or like a cleaner, then I'll give them your contact. And she was like, oh, thank you so much, thank you so much. And then she kind of like we swapped numbers, and then she kind of just was just sitting, like just walking along, but like real slow, and just kind of gazing into the distance. And then oh, the other thing I forgot to say is that she told me that she's got an 8-month-old baby, and that she's got no job. And yeah, when she said that, I was like, shit, that's just insane, you know. Like
you can't
you got
even
someone,
imagine being in that situation. That's so, oh man, that's hard to hear.
it's like single, like solo mom, maid, baby, in a country where, and she's from Myanmar as well, so Burma. So, you know, she's in Thailand. There's no public health care. There's no like government support. There's nothing, right? Like she's like on her own, you know. And so I just said to Jess, I was like, it was real cool because I said to Jess, I was like, Jess, and then she just looked at me and she goes, do you want me to give her some money? And then I was like, yeah. And then she goes, how much? 1,000 baht? And I was like, yep. And then she just gave it to her. And then she gave that lady the money. The lady took the money. She was like, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Like, bless you all, you know. And then she turned, and then her eyes she just burst out crying. Like there was just water like streaming down both sides of her face. Like she was just really like overwhelmed. And, you know, like for us, that's like 40 bucks, right? You know, like it's not a huge amount of money, but like in that moment, that's like formula for her kid to eat. That's food for her, you know, like it was like a life-changing amount of money for her in that one moment. So that just that perspective, I think, is like so important, right? Like because we kind of just get caught up in like the day-to-day grind and stuff like that, and we actually forget like how many people there are out there like that lady, right? That are just like suffering, you know. So yeah. Anyways, I'm trying to keep it positive. If you go to Thailand, open your hearts, open your wallets, or any of those like, you know, second world to third world countries, like just open your hearts, right?
Yeah, 100%. And there's a lot of gyms over there that are doing stuff, you know, as well. You know, for kids that have been orphaned and that have taken them in and started training, and now these kids are fighting and doing stuff like that. So they're always open for help from anybody, really, eh? So 100%, there's ways you can get on and make a difference to people as well, eh? Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey,
I get a little bit annoyed when sometimes when people try too hard to like really grill the price down. You know, it's like it's okay if you feel it's an acceptable amount. Don't feel like you have to get the Thai price, like the local Thai price, because it's not a local Thai. You know, like it's all good to like pay a little bit more. It's still cheap as shit, you know. So
just 100%. Like if
you know?
you come over here, like anybody comes over here, like we're charging like $700 or $800 for like a merino wool jersey and Tekapo at the moment. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
And they don't barter at all with the Japanese that come in and buy them. You know, so it's the same
Right,
with Thailand.
exactly.
You know, they're not trying to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're
they
just
need the
trying to get
money more
by.
than you do.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, that's
Like,
cool.
they
Hey,
really do. So anyway,
and
that's
talk
it.
about raising some money as well. I've been asked. There's a young lady, Kiona Parr. I believe she's at Smack in Featherston.
Yeah, she's starting on the show on Saturday. She's
Is
opening
she?
the main card.
Oh,
Indeed.
mean. Because she's made it into the IFMA Junior World Champs that are in Turkey this year, which is obviously a pretty expensive kind of an exercise. I think there's a Ngāti Hikitanga 100 Club Roundhouse raffle going for her to help her try and make money to get over there.
Nice.
I think that's open until the 21st of July. There's some pretty good prizes. There's a $1,500 first prize. There's a $500 and a couple of $100 prizes as well. I'll post up the details in that probably in our stories for how you can enter that. It's just a raffle, but I think they're $100 a ticket, and or you can do like you spread those payments out over a few weeks to, you know what I mean. So which is always good because hard to make money for these, especially these young females, to be able to eat and be able to get overseas, places like Turkey. So obviously done the hard work. So it'd be exciting to see her fight too, Mark, on your show.
Yeah, I'm hanging out for it, quite frankly, actually.
Who's she fighting?
She is fighting Eliara. Oh, I can't pronounce it properly. Manderson from Fielding Muay Thai. So it's going to be a cracker little fight to start with.
Sweet.
Yeah. So
Fielding Muay Thai. Who runs that?
Neil runs that.
Sweet.
So fighters in a little while, but like he's got quite a few juniors, so we're looking at getting him on the card more and more and more.
Yeah, man.
So
that's cool.
Hanging out with that, it's gonna be like a great way to kick off the show.
Yeah, sweet. Righto, team.
Lovely. Thank you much for your time.
Yeah, Steve, you must be just about ready for an afternoon training or something, are you? Go and lift a couple hundred.
Gonna go do some deadlifts or something. Move some heavy shit.
Probably.
Yeah, that sounds like me today. You know, I just got to this place in Phuket, so yeah, just by the beach there. So
get out.
There's actually a massive rainstorm going on right now, so it's not all glitz and glam.
Oh, here we go. My life is so hard on Thailand.
Yeah.
You have a great time.
Right, team.
Okay. See you later, bro.
Peace, guys.
Nice to see you guys. Bye.